Have you ever noticed how the hungry always seem to find the restaurant that's closed? That's the anxious-avoidant loop in a sentence. I'll tell you why it happens and how to stop inviting people into your life who make you feel like you're auditioning for a part that you already deserve. So sit down, the tea's on. Look, if you've ever been anxiously attached, you'll already know that love doesn't feel like a very safe space. It's kind of felt like a job, a performance, or a series of am I still wanted kind of check-ins. And that didn't start with your ex. That's the bit that no one seems to be explaining very well. That came from someone long before you even knew what romance was. Someone who made their love conditional, or unpredictable, or just plain absent. So your body, your mind, your nervous system, it learns this weird maths. If I try hard enough, I'll be chosen. And the more unchosen that you felt, the harder you tried. That's the kind of birth cycle, the birth process of the anxious attacher. It's not weak, it's not dramatic. It's a kid who's reaching for a hand that doesn't always reach back. Now, enter the avoidant. They are familiar, but in a way that makes no sense until you look back. They feel safe. They feel like home, not because they're safe, but because they fit your nervous system's script. Avoidants pull away just enough to activate that old instinct. They're inconsistent and your brain goes, yes, this is what I know, this is what I recognize, I just need to try a bit harder. And suddenly, you're 6 again, standing there, arms by your side, in a queue with your best clothes on, waiting to be seen. And most avoidant people never learned closeness without feeling smothered. So they ease away, slowly, quietly, awkwardly, hoping that their distance will ease their panic. So here we are, one person terrified of losing closeness, and one person terrified of keeping it. It's a perfect lock and key nightmare. You cling, they retreat. You panic, they shut down. You overanalyze, they go silent. And the whole time you're telling yourself, if I was just a bit prettier or calmer or cooler or more laid back or more successful or richer or better looking or less needy, maybe they'd stay. But no, they're not staying because staying feels unsafe to them. You're not the problem. The pairing is, the match is. There's a line I wrote for the anxious attachment pack, and it's that you can't negotiate with someone's nervous system. You can only learn yours. Because anxious attachment, however chaotic it feels, has an incredible strength. You feel deeply, you try, you show up. The only issue is you just learn to point all of that at the wrong door. And you think you're nobly trying to love someone, but actually you're trying to finish a story from your childhood. This time, I won't be left. And of course, it hurts. Because it's not just about them, it's about everything they represent. So how do you stop craving this person who keeps you hungry? First, you stop confusing this massive intensity with a real connection, because the intensity is actually just a confused nervous system that's sensing danger, and you're feeling like it's depth. It's the rush that you get when someone is unpredictable. It's that hot, cold, come here, go away cycle. And it feels more meaningful because you're working for it. But that's not love, that's labor. Connection's much quieter, it's much steadier, it's gentler, and it doesn't demand that you prove anything. And second, you stop performing. You stop trying to guess what version of you is going to be acceptable, because your only job is to show up authentically as who you are. And then if they stay, then great. And if they pull away, that's information. That's not rejection. And third, you learn. You pay attention to what safe actually feels like. Not excitement, not drama, just ease. And safety isn't flat or boring, although it might feel boring at first. It's just not chaotic. It lets your body rest. And this is where I'll bring the pack up, because a lot of people try and figure this out logically. But anxious attachment lives in the nervous system. It's physical. We spend time in the pack teaching your body what calm connection feels like, so you can recognize it and you can choose it. And stop mistaking silence for intimacy, because that's the trick. Avoidants feel like love because they feel like home. But familiarity isn't your destiny. You can outgrow the script. There's always this beautiful moment in healing where you meet someone who's secure and it feels weird, like a trick. And instead of chasing them, you just breathe, you just exhale. And you speak and nothing bad happens. You lean in and they lean in too. No performance, no guessing, no walking on eggshells, and it feels weird at first, almost boring. Because your dysregulated nervous system has to learn what peace is. And the work isn't about becoming less needy. The work is realizing that your need for closeness was never the problem. You were just asking the wrong person. So here's how I think of it. You were a kid who learned that love was something that you had to chase. But once you've done the work, that love is just sitting beside you. No running, no chasing, just two people meeting in the middle. Oh, and if you're listening to this or watching this and you're thinking, God, that's me, I want you to know that you're already halfway out, because the awareness is like the doorway. And if you want more help with the rest, with the tools to help calm your nervous system, with the stuff to stop you overthinking and spiraling, and to finally start choosing you, well, that's exactly what I built the pack for. But even without it, here's the starting point. You're allowed to want closeness, you're allowed to want consistency, and you're allowed to stop fighting for people who make you have all these weird little fights with yourself. You don't need to heal into someone cooler or less emotional. You need to heal into someone who understands that love is easiest when both people feel safe. Anxious and avoidant is not fate. It's a pattern, and patterns can be fixed. You just need to keep reminding yourself that you're not asking for too much. You're asking the wrong person. Big hug.